All right, today's episode is going to be a short but very impactful one. The first order of business is making a actual tree farm. I'm well and done and tired of manually chopping all of these down. So we're going to make a incredibly simple tree farm just using the create mod. And then we're going to be solving our storage solution here, getting rid of this massive chest on the top side and replacing it with an easy ME system. So first things first, I'm going to be converting this to having 3 lanes. Yeah, just 3 lines of dirt, and we'll make this just another usable platform, and then we can start building all the stuff we need for create over there. Okay, got the dirt platform made. I was originally just going to do 3 strips. I decided I might as well just make it a full platform. If the saplings are all next to each other, it's not going to hurt anything. The farm will work exactly the same way as it was going to anyway, so there's no reason to just miss out on having throughput. So on the screen here on the left side, you can see what we're going to need in order to make this farm work. We're going to be using the create mod, so we're going to need a piston, a water wheel, some piston extensions, a handful of cogs, and some water. We'll be using some andesite casing to hold everything together, and then should just be able to use glue to kind of keep everything put together. The only thing we don't have here is slime, but that should be relatively easy for us to get a hold of. So it looks like in order to make glue, one of the things we're going to need is slime balls. We can craft it. It is a thing that we're able to do. However, we are going to need... where did it just go? We are going to need to be able to make dough, which is just wheat flour and a water bucket. In order for us to get wheat flour, we're going to need to be able to crush up wheat. So we can use a large crushing wheel, or we can make a little mill. Well, either way, that's something we'll have to do in order to make it. I think making the mill is a little bit easier. I believe these require a good bit of kinetic force in order for them to function properly. Yeah, and this requires a whole mechanical crafter. So we're going to do it the mill way. First things first, I'm going to make a large platform over here, and that's going to be like the create section of the island. So we're going to do all of the power generation for it, and put it off to wherever we need, and then we can also pipe it directly over to power our wood farm. So let me go ahead and get that platform made, and then I will see you guys in just a minute. Oh, if you guys are wondering about what's up with the progress and some of these extra things you're seeing since the last episode, I did a live stream over on my Twitch channel, which I'll have linked down below, and you will catch me doing some live streams here and there, and sometimes it will be this mod pack. We'll be just continuing the series. I will attempt, keyword is attempt, to stream onto YouTube as well. It just depends on how well it goes. If I don't get a lot of good analytics and feedback from it, there's a good chance that I will stop doing it. All right, got a little platform made. Just have 3 water wheels here. Is this going to be way overkill for anything we're going to do today? Absolutely. Do I care? Not at all. So first thing I want to get set up is the millstone. So we're going to set up a couple of shafts, throw down a vertical gearbox, and come up. I can already hear some of you saying, oh, what about your gear reduction, speed? Shut up. I don't care. I'm going to do all of that after each vertical gearbox to go to the individual machines rather than trying to do it here. Because I think, I'm not an engineer, I have no idea, could be wrong, but I think that will reduce the amount of strain that our power generation actually has to do because it's all being reduced after. Again, not an engineer, have no idea. It just makes sense in my small monkey brain. All right, here we are with this absolute monstrosity. Thing's awful. Every sense of the way. Looks terrible, but you know what? It kind of worked. I got us to the thing that we wanted to do. So all we need now is to get some wheat. I have to kind of wait a second because apparently there's a timer. And bam. Wheat flour. Nice, easy, looks awful, functional. I will figure out a way to make this look better later, I promise. Just right now I needed it to spin this at a reasonable speed. And we got the rest of the dough that we need, which means all we need to do now is mix this with lime dye. Oh, we've not unlocked lime dye yet. Interesting. I think this is going to be the easiest way to get this, honestly. So that's what we're gonna do. Make a fan behind blowing water. Propellers just gonna be iron plates, which will need this. Yeah, this is totally doable, I think. See no reason why that's not doable. We should have some string. I know I have sticks in here somewhere, and we have the iron on our person, so. Bada bing, bada boom. Engineer hammer. Yeah, right there. Encased fan. So just our propeller, which is iron plates, which is super simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And then propeller, andesite casing in the middle, shaft, and bam. Encased fan, easy peasy. Then we just need some water. I think I'm just gonna hijack this, get my rotation. I don't really want to get it this way because then I gotta put it all the way up here, but we'll make it work. Some water there. I didn't leave any dirt over here, so that's something that we'll have to make really quick. Make some grass seeds. Grass. Oh, you know what? We can even just straight up craft what I need, so I don't need to do that. Okay. I thought for a moment it said I could do that. Hello, bee. Hello. Yeah, that's all we do. We just throw it in there and then we wait. Ta-da! I got seagrass, which unlocks lime, which I hate. This is awful. Do I have any black dye? Nom 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 nom. Go away. But we got seagrass, which is a big step forward. Now means we can just craft normal lime dye like we would before, which is substantially better than doing all of that shenanigans with getting. So, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Be gone. I should have some white dye in here somewhere. If not, I got a whole crap ton over here. These farms have been fantastic. Get a couple of blocks really quick, and then we'll continue on. All right, got a few blocks of lime dye, just in case we need a little bit of extra. Which means we can go back to making the glue, which is going to be 2 slime balls, an iron plate, and iron nuggets. Slime balls are going to be pretty easy because it's just that and that. So let's go pump pump. And I got a couple of slime balls. We'll make a couple iron plates. And then the last thing I need will be just the iron nuggets, which I have here. I will make all of it into it. Why not? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Glue's indestructible. Glue's indestructible. This was a complete waste. Oh, this was a complete waste. Oh, I realized it just a second too late. I clicked the button and it went, I shouldn't do that. And I did it anyway. That's okay. It is what it is. So the next thing we need to do, the biggest thing is to make a piston that can sit right over here. And we need to make the sticky mechanical piston, which is just andesite slab and a piston extension pole, which is super easy as well. I'm going to go make a little bit more of the bread dough so we can get some more lime balls since I'm going to need them now. I will, yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes here. If you've not made one of these, absolutely make one. It's just 2 hoppers, 2 chests, and a barrel. And you just throw whatever, random seeds, saplings, apples, whatever you don't need into the top, just turns it into dirt, spits it out the bottom. Super useful to just have running when you don't need to be doing something specific. Got everything that we're going to need for this part here. We're getting the tree farm up, so let's go ahead and get that built. It's super simple. We're going to put 1 gearbox off to the side here. So to our andesite casings, and then a gear shift. What this gear shift's going to do is let us go ahead and reverse it as we need. This is going to need the extension poles, which put those on here in just a second. On the front of this, we're going to put down some mechanical slots, 5 of them in total, since we have a 5 wide platform. And then 1 more casing here. Throw down a chest. Spot. Throw down a chest. And glue the whole thing together. Won't be included because it automatically doesn't include mechanical pistons. And that is literally it. That's all we need to make this work. Now all we do is stick extensions out the back here. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to throw one more on there. No, actually 2 more, I believe. Then we flip the switch. And nothing happens. Because I had it backwards. See, this is going to be pretty slow in its current configuration. We can absolutely speed it up if we want to. And I'll just go through. Now, in the first one that I did, I broke some of these. So it's going to goof up. But it will actually break everything. Whatever doesn't break on this run here, I'll go ahead and just clear it. Tested this extensively in the testing world, and it does work. There you go. And it'll just extend all the way out. And retract. Well, it doesn't retract on its own. You have to manually come over and tell it to retract. So we'll let it come back, and then we'll throw in a gear reduction just to make it go a little bit quicker. That it's kind of slow. Okay, so I added just a quick and dirty little reduction to make this a tiny bit faster. Threw in a double chest and grew all of these just to show you that it does actually work. I'll start cutting the first bit here. Takes out the whole thing. All of the resources that it takes goes right into here. Just that easy. Super simple, not difficult to do in the slightest. And just come back, tell it to retract. We can eventually automate this. It would not be very difficult. Okay, apparently do not put both of these side by side so they connect to each other. It does not like when you do that. Yeah, then you just take whatever saplings came out of it, stick it back however, and move on. And when they all grow, just let it do its thing. Got a lot of wood from that actually very quickly, which is awesome. Okay, so that is the first big thing out of the way, and we have plenty of space for more create shenanigans down the road. The next thing that I want to do is get an ME system going. I am tired of this one chest and having to, scroll back up and down looking for the thing that I need, and we're almost out of space with it anyway. We're gonna do a quick and dirty ME system. It's surprisingly a lot easier than most people probably think it is. The only thing we're gonna need is an ME controller, an ME interface. I have the crafting terminal just because it's a lot easier that way, and a glass cable, and that's genuinely all we'll need. So starting off, we're gonna need at least an inscriber to be able to finish making the silicon presses and all that. Makes our, what are they called, the processors. We're gonna need an inscriber, which again is super easy. 2 sticky pistons, iron, copper. We have the ability to get all of that. We already have some slime balls ready to go. Need some wood, like a whole stack, because how I not. Gonna need copper, gonna need more iron. And where's the redstone? There it is. Couple of pistons. Pop, pop, pop. Those are the pistons done, and just like that, we can already make the inscriber. Easy that is. Just stick it there. Do I have any of these energy cables left? I don't think so. Oh, no, I totally do. We'll just stick this right here. All of these have unfortunately run out of power. Go ahead and just make a bunch of coal really quick. Go. Again, this is the beautiful thing about having this set up. Almost feel like we need to make another Stirling generator. I think we probably should, but we'll save that for later. I really want to just get this ME system and get this ugly chest out of the way. So that we have the inscriber. Go ahead and start making the ME terminal. It's going to be the hardest thing to do. Use some skystone, which is skystone dust, which is light blue dye and gray dye. This very simple. I have blocks of blue dye, blocks of this, and which I don't actually have any gray dye, but that's... Nope, no, we made a bunch of gray dye earlier. But we have some in here. This is just going to be a lot of waiting for this to smelt. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and just make another Starling generator. I'll see you guys in a minute while this finishes up. It felt like it takes so incredibly long just to get that Skystone that not only did I make a basic capacitor bank, I made 2 Starling dynamos and moved it all over here so that our power generation was separate from our consumption. And in all of that time, we'll only have 22 Skystone blocks. Goodness gracious. But that should be enough for us to get started at least. We have the ME controller. Next we need to start getting the Flux crystals, which honestly isn't that bad. We're going to get some charged Certus quartz, which is just using a charger, which is super simple yet again. Right? Yep. And we'll stick that right next to the inscriber. Quartz crystal, which is just some light blue dye. Thankfully, we happen to have some right here. So now we have 9 of them. Stick them in here, and we get charged. Can't complain. Pretty simple. Half of them over. And to make the actual Flux crystals, we need any kind of water, a charged crystal, redstone, and nether quartz. We have the redstone. Pretty sure we have nether quartz already in this chest. We sure do. We need 5 of that. And I just happen to have a little water over here that I think I'm going to use. Just because I don't, those ones there I have to worry about it falling out. I don't have to do that with this one. Quartz and the Cetus. And bam, just like that, we get our Flux crystals. I feel like that gave us more. Oh no, it goes up to 2. Okay, I take it back. So that's our Flux crystals done. Next thing we need is the engineering processor, which is going to be printed silicon. This is where the inscriber really comes in. Okay, new plan. I'm gonna need to make a blast furnace in order to get coke, in order to make steel. In order for me to do that, I need to be able to get nether bricks. That's kind of a problem because the only way to really craft nether bricks or get nether bricks is with netherrack, and to craft netherrack I need pink. There is a relatively easy way to get pink, which is to get niter, and the easiest way to get niter is potentially with a pulverizer. Pulverized sandstone using flint as an aggregator gives you a decent chance to get some. So that's our new plan. Make one of these. It shouldn't be terribly difficult, thankfully. It by itself is a machine frame, some copper gears, flex coil. It's really not that bad. So we're just gonna have to build the materials and make that real fast. Thankfully, I already have most of everything we need, I believe. These, grab a copper, need to make a tin gear. I shouldn't make any more. I know I have a ton of nuggets in here. Oop. And that should actually be everything except for the flint, which is super easy to get. We're gonna stick the pulverizer over here. There should be fine. Should have some extra sand. Turn some of the sandstone into here, throw that in there, and now we just wait. Dun da da! Pink's been unlocked. Easy peasy. Okay, now that we have that unlocked, go back to the blast furnace. Make a bunch of these, which I need nether bricks, which needs netherrack, pink dye, and I should be able to just now craft it, I would imagine. Yep, delightful. Going to be white and red. I'll have to probably gather a little bit of red dye blocks, but that's fine. We can do that real quick. In the meantime, what I should do... Oh, I have plenty of bricks. Okay, never mind. I should make some more bricks, but I got plenty on me, so let me go get some more red dye and then I'll be back. I really should have made this sooner. Like, I'm kind of mad that I didn't. All right, I have absolutely everything that we need in order to make the blast furnace. That should just be a 3x3 structure. Where do we want to put it? I'm thinking actually just literally throwing it right here, just for the sake of getting it down, and we could find a better place to put it later. There we go. We got a crude blast furnace. Other stuff out of my inventory for a minute here. I really wish I could just do that. Okay, so the reason we needed this was I needed to be able to make steel, and making steel requires a blast furnace. I'm just putting iron in and getting sealing it out. Okay. First things first, I need to know what this uses. Oh, it's right. It uses coal coke or charcoal only. All right. Well, I guess I'm off to burn a ton of wood. Which, thankfully, from this farm, we have quite a bit of. It's just not what I wanted to do with it. That's okay. I will see you guys as soon as I have enough fuel for this. All right. I got the charcoal. Does not burn for very long in this thing, so I'm gonna need a crap ton more. I am so glad that this doesn't use the actual press. Like, this doesn't get consumed. I was about to be really depressed if that was the case. We have the engineering. I need to get some silicon, which should be as simple, I believe, as just pulverizing Certus quartz. Let me just take this and smelt it, I think. Smelty welty. Yeah, smelty welty. I'm pretty sure that just gives me the silicon that I need. And then we need a piece of redstone. Be able to grab one of that. Redstone. Just a piece. That'll give us the engineering, which then we have the flukes, crystal, the skystone blocks, the engineering. We can make the ME controller. Beautiful. We are one step closer to our goal. Good to see. Need anything else? Nope. ME controller done. Now we just need to make the calculation, which is the printed Certus crystal. I am unfortunately out of Certus crystal, which we crafted. I think it was just light blue, if I remember correctly. Have any more light blue currently on hand? Don't, but we can make some uber easily. Yeah, that should be fine. What was the next step? I totally forgot. Oh, right. We need to make this, which is the calculation, which this is a scriber press and Certus quartz. I really wish I could have the button to just sort my inventory. It drives me nuts all the time. Then I need, that's what I'm looking for. I need to get a little bit more silicon. Oh, I don't think we need this, or this anymore. They need to clean up just a little bit. Silicon, throw silicon in there. Still need some redstone. So that's gonna go on the bottom. That goes on top, and one of those. Then I need to make all of this stuff. Oh man, this could take a little while. I'm gonna go ahead and do a jump cut while I make all of this because I'm running short on time, unfortunately, as far as recording goes. And I really want to be able to make the ME system and get rid of this awful chest up here as soon as we can. I will see you guys in a little bit when I have all this stuff we need. All right, I made a platform underneath where we're gonna put the ME controller and so forth. That way there we just have something to work off of. It's based off of having 4 5x5 colossal chests. We can put the first one in right here. We're gonna do 5x5s. Fuck you. I just really prefer doing 5x5s. I think they're cost effective. These things are incredibly heavy when it comes to wood. I think I went through 8 stacks of wood, and I barely have enough for one of these. And all we're gonna do on this one here, there we go. Then we have the chest core in the middle right here. Okay, yeah, and we just put a storage bus, a radar. We got the ME controller. Okay, you're gonna hop up here. The only downside is you do have to use a glass cable, and just like that, we have an ME interface. Simple as we can search, we can scroll, we can craft from it. Super simple to get set up and working. Close this up. And we'll leave those there just because I don't feel like moving them. And then we can get all of this over to this one and get it out of the way. And the only other thing we have to do is just light up the platform real quick. That should be good enough. And then we can, over time, just replace these with more of these. Still have tons of room, even after that other chest was entirely filled up. The 5x5s just have a ton of space. Just build a couple of them, and I have a feeling we'll be good for a long while. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep an eye out over on my Twitch and YouTube, as I will be doing a live stream soon. Again, just continuing the series and getting some of the busy work done. Like getting some of these extra farms done and, you know, refining the stuff here. If you enjoyed today's episode, you can comment down below. Maybe hit that subscribe button. Helps me out tremendously. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.